What's up everyone, MK Tom Brady here. So in this video, I want to talk about a major but accidental nerf. It is matchup specific, but still a nerf. Accidentally that happened to Sub-Zero as a result of them, the Ice Clone buff. So the one buff was they buffed the collision significantly when they're in hit stun and slightly when they're just in general. The clone has a slightly bigger collision just in neutral. Let's go ahead and play the clip of this stuff while I'm kind of laying this out for you. So within the first, I'd say 30 seconds of me loading up the game, when the patch launched, the first character I tested things on were Ermac, and I noticed he had a certain reaction in the corner to the clone. And then the second character I tested it on was Katana. So me thinking originally this reaction is on every character because it just happened to coincidentally be the first two I tested. I tweeted major nerf to Sub-Zero. And then, of course, the comments, oh, Tom, the face of hate, never happy. So I took it down, and I also began to realize it only happens on a handful of characters. So I said, let me do a little more research. In the meantime, I see Aziz has put up a video here, so I want to talk about this here now that other people are recognizing it. So what you're going to be seeing here is first on a character like Ermac as it comes up here. So Ermac can just block. And just blocking into crouch block, he's going to block the clone and kill you for it. It doesn't really matter what string you do it off of, what poke you do it off of. And of course, even if you space it out and it whiffs, he's still going to punish you, full combo punish. So in the case of Ermac, it doesn't really matter which clone you're doing. If you do regular clone and he blocks it, you're dead. Regular clone and it, in the corner there, and it happens to miss, he's still going to kill you, you're dead. If you do the 3 clones, you're still dead. And there's no mind game here, meaning he can wait until you land and see, I blocked it, punish with this. Even if it whiffed, he landed, still punish with this. Oh, he hasn't landed yet? Oh, because he's done the extra 2 clones, now I'll teleport, catch him airborne, and kill him. So you can wait until Sub-Zero has landed and visually see what he has done and then punish. And the reason is because you have so much time on the regular clone, because of how minus it is, you can wait and make a decision and see exactly what he's done. Let's move on to Katana here. So it says here, recommended to not use on Katana, that you're basically blocking, release block, block immediately, you get the flawless block. And then of course the final example here, he's a little closer, Ashra gets the punish. There are a few examples of this in the game here. Now I want to talk about the Katana example specifically here, because many people are going to say, Tom, aren't you nitpicking here? I mean, she has to flawless block it. It's not like she can just block it. Well, yes, she has to flawless block it. You're right. But there's a reason why. Because in general, just seeing here, she can't release block at all, or she's frozen. And even off of like something that gives a little space like down 1, she can't release block at all. Even off the 3 clones, no matter what you do, she can't release block or she's frozen. So she can't move around or have any freedom of movement unless she just kind of like stands here in block, and then she'll be okay. So that's all she can really do. She can, phone timer. That's all she can really do. Now, if she wants to move, she has to release block, but of course you have to tap block again really, really quickly, or otherwise you're gonna be frozen, right? Well, in doing so, you get an automatic flawless block. In fact, it is literally impossible to not flawless block this, because it is harder to delay your block so long that you don't get a flawless block, you get a regular block, than it is to flawless block. You're more likely to just be frozen trying to regular block it. Because all you're doing is releasing block and then immediately hitting block again. There's no timing required. You're going to flawless block it and you're going to kill him. And this is, again, just something that it confuses me, because now the Ice Clone is the only move in the entire game that has many scenarios where it is unsafe. Just if it doesn't make contact with you, so on whiff, it's punished easily because you just do it, it comes out, doesn't make contact. He's minus 1,000. If you block it, unsafe, you're dead. Even many scenarios when he hits you and goes into clone, he's still dead. It's the only move in the game where under all 3, block, miss, hit, it's unsafe in many, many situations. And he has 4 versions of this move, and none of these versions offer him any type of counterplay or safety in most of these situations. In fact, I saw a situation in which the Sub-Zero player tried to use the 2 clones. The 3 clones, the 1 bar, 3 clones to keep himself safe. He had 3 bars of meter, spent 1 bar, so now he has 2, keep himself safe. He gets punished by using the Goro into the punch walk or whatever it is until launcher. And in between like getting hit, he built another bar to go back to 3 bars. So lost like 28%. Then he broke. So he still loses 1 bar because he tries to keep himself safe, then gets punished for it, builds that bar back after losing 28%, and then loses all 3 bars. So he lost 28% in 4 bars, trying to keep himself safe. And there's just no counterplay option here, and the Sub-Zero just doesn't have one. And listen, I know many people are going to say, you know, Tom's hating on the game now, etc. He's never happy. Listen, I'm happy with a lot of the Sub-Zero buffs. And it doesn't really matter if Sub-Zero gets any buffs or not. The game is in a significantly better place. It's not called Sub-Zero Combat. It's called Mortal Kombat. So if Sub-Zero gets nothing, the game is still an A+ to me right now, just because the overall state of the game is significantly improved. I'd like to see more power keep coming, but it's significantly improved. I was watching tournaments yesterday, and the chat was live, man. Like, wow, they were really into it. And I was into it. And I was restreaming it, and my stream chat was into it. Like, yeah, the game is much better. A+, whether Sub-Zero gets X, Y, or Z or not. However, you give him 4 versions of a move. And instead of saying, let's consolidate so he only has 2 versions, one does this, one does that. No, he has 4 versions. All 4 of them still die the exact same way. No counterplay option. And your only recourse was, well, let's just go ahead and slightly buff the collision of the regular clone. So instead of doing something with these 4 versions of the move, they're trying everything but actually the glaring problem. You don't need to slightly buff the collision of the regular clone as far as like neutral. On hit, yes, but in neutral, no. You just need to say we have 4 versions of this move. This should be for this should be for that, this should be for this should be for that. Or just give them 2 and say this is that. Done. Instead, there's no real counterplay options to stuff. So there are many people out there who will say, well, Tom, you're just some crybaby, now you're crying. You know what? If that's your opinion, then I am. However, the even bigger crybaby than good old Tom Brady here is all of you. Because all of you have cried about Sub-Zero since the beginning of time. And when he's very strategic, you guys have cried about him being strategic. So now his primary weapon is very unsafe, so he plays like a maniac. And I see all the time, I'm so tired of Sub-Zeros, down 1 slide, or down 1 Melina overhead, or slide, and a katana, and just mindless maniac mix with Melina, dive kick. The reason why he plays like a maniac is because that's his only option, because his strategic route doesn't work anymore because he dies for it with no counterplay. The MK community cried when he was strategic, and now that route doesn't work and he has to play like a maniac, now they cry about that. So really, you know, they could do something to change some of the maniac stuff and make him play more strategic if they actually help the strategic part of him. But maybe that's just me. I'm really hoping that something gets done about these 4 clones. I would love to see, like, you know, them have a purpose, but overall, we'll just have to wait and see. Game's in a great place. Look forward to more stuff coming for the game. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts, guys. As always, thanks for watching. This patch is excellent, by the way. Excellent. But I would like to see stuff like this addressed. Thanks for watching, everyone.